Hi, this is Kamrul Hassan, your Bangladeshi friend. I am a senior AI scientist working in the United States. This is my first conversational blog regarding the journey from F1 to OPT, the complete work permit guide for international students. Every single year, thousands of international students in America lose their legal status, not because they broke any law, not because they did anything wrong, but because they missed one deadline by a single day. Today, I'm going to make sure that never happens to you. Welcome back to American Life, the channel where we break down everything about life in the United States so you never have to figure it out alone. Today, we are talking about one of the most important transitions in any international student's life in America, the journey from your F1 student visa to your OPT work permit. And I promise you, by the time this video ends, you will understand this process better than most people who have already been through it. Here is exactly what we are covering today, what OPT actually is and why it matters more than you think, who qualifies and who does not, the exact deadlines that can make or break your entire plan, the step-by-step application process in plain English, the most dangerous mistakes students make, and one mistake in particular that catches people completely off guard even after they already have their OPT approved. Stay until the end for that last one. I am not being dramatic. It genuinely catches people off guard every single year. So let's start from the very beginning. What is OPT? OPT stands for Optional Practical Training, and despite the word optional being right there in the name, for most international students who want to build a career in America after graduation, this is anything but optional. Here is the simplest way to understand it. Your F1 visa allows you to be in the United States for one reason: to study. The moment you graduate, your legal reason for being here is gone. OPT is the bridge. It is a government-issued work authorization that lets you stay in the United States and work in a job related to your field of study after you graduate, all while still technically on your F1 status. No new visa required, no leaving the country, just one application, and you can legally work full-time in America. Now here is where it gets interesting. Standard OPT gives you 12 months of work authorization, one full year after graduation. But, and this is one of the most valuable things about the American education system for international students, if you studied a STEM field, meaning science, technology, engineering, or mathematics, you may qualify for a 24-month STEM opt extension on top of that. That is a total of 36 months, 3 full years of working legally in the United States on your F1 status. 3 years is a long time. And for a lot of students, that 3-year window is exactly what they need to find an employer who will sponsor them for an H-1B visa. But that is a whole separate video. Today, we focus on OPT. Now, before you start planning, let's make sure you actually qualify. There are 4 conditions. Condition 1, you must be on a valid F1 visa. That one is obvious, but it needs to be said. Condition 2, you must have been enrolled as a full-time student for at least 1 full academic year before you apply. If you just arrived in the United States and your first semester ends next month, you cannot apply yet. You need a full year of full-time enrollment under your belt first. Condition 3, your school must be SEVP certified. SEVP stands for Student and Exchange Visitor Program. The good news is that virtually every accredited university and college in the United States is on this list. But if you have any doubt, ask your DSO and they will confirm it in about 30 seconds. Speaking of which, if you do not know what a DSO is, pay attention because this word is going to come up many times in this video. DSO stands for Designated School Official. This is the person at your university's International Student Office who handles all immigration-related paperwork for students. Think of them as your personal immigration guide inside the university. You will need them to start this entire process. Condition 4, the job you plan to work must be directly related to your field of study. This is called the nexus requirement. If you studied computer science, you can work at a software company. If you studied finance, you can work at a bank or an investment firm. But if you studied engineering and you want to work as a waiter to make some extra cash. That does not count under OPT. It has to be related. If all four of those conditions apply to you, you are eligible. Now let's talk about the most critical piece of this entire process: timing. Step by step. If you have a question about your specific situation, drop it in the comments below. I read every single one. And if you want to know what comes after OPT, how to position yourself for an H-1B visa sponsorship, and what employers actually look for, that video is coming next. Subscribe so you do not miss it. The bell icon is right next to the subscribe button. Your